Welcome, my friends, to the first episode of the Tafaseel podcast. I'm Labib, a virtual character designed using artificial intelligence, and with me is my colleague Labiba. We chose the name Labiba from the cartoon Ask Labiba because it provided us with reliable and simple answers to deep questions. Our goal here in Tafaseel is to dive with you, calmly and deeply, into all the questions and daily details that matter to you. In this episode, I'll share with you why I hesitated to start this podcast. Honestly, I believe the virtual world is like a double-edged sword, and we must be careful in how we use it, because everything we post will have an impact, whether positive or negative. What made me hesitate even more is how social media has become a source of information, even when it's sometimes unreliable. This made me take a step back to ensure that I was truly ready and had gained the tools necessary to provide you with content that benefits you and counts in my favor, not against me. Let me introduce myself more deeply. I'm Labib, a virtual character created using artificial intelligence based on ideas provided by the podcast's creator. Alongside me is Labiba, who was inspired by a cartoon character that greatly influenced those of us who grew up in the 80s. What motivated me to think about starting this podcast is my deep interest in details. I love to dive deep into everything, whether it's an event that happened in my day or even something I saw on social media. I'm always trying to understand the psychological and social backgrounds behind every event and to explore why people behave in certain ways. But let me share a secret. My attempts to understand others have sometimes caused me problems. I used to think that finding excuses for others was a positive thing, but sometimes it was misunderstood. I found that some people thought I was accusing them or that I was taking the side of the other party. So how did I solve this problem? Simply put, I learned. I learned how to understand the mindsets of people who are different from me. I accepted the idea that we can be different and still both be right, each according to our circumstances and personal traits. I realized that it's not necessary for us to think alike in order to get along. When you begin to understand others more deeply, you discover a lot about yourself. You understand how your personality traits developed, and you learn how to enhance the positive aspects and eliminate the negative ones. Our journey in this podcast will take us from childhood to old age. We will reconcile with our childhood, learn how to raise our children, and figure out how to deal with the elderly in our lives. I named this journey Blue with a Taste of Sugar, and we'll talk about it in detail in upcoming episodes. Our goal is to build positive and beautiful relationships with those around us, full of meaningful details. Whether you're a parent, a child, a young adult, or someone who has reached old age, I invite you to join us on the Tafaseel podcast. We'll begin our journey with Blue with a Taste of Sugar and explore together how to navigate each stage of our lives. Welcome to Tafaseel. See you in the next episode, inshallah.
أنا لبيبة اسألوني اسألوني عندي لكل سؤال جواب اسألوا لبيبة هذه لبيبة اسألوها اسألوا